this episode, I talk all about how you can add revenue to your real estate investment. Hey everyone, thanks for joining us on the 12th episode of Ballin with Spauldin. I'm Justin Spaulding. Thank you so much for joining. Please, if you have not joined us before, hit the subscribe button. If you're not already subscribed, like the video, share the video with other people who you know that want to build wealth. And just a precursor to today, if you have not seen or if you don't understand how financial statements work between, income statement, balance sheets, cash flow, stuff like that, you might want to check out episodes 1 through 4. You should be able to see them right on the page here because it kind of goes into a little bit about what we're talking about today. And really, we're going to get into an income statement for a piece of real estate. And I'm going to dive into, the revenue of real estate and how, what I did to raise rents and to, make the building run more efficiently. But really, there's a couple different sections. I always think of these things in a couple different sections when you're looking at real estate. I think of the income statement in being, that revenue section. So the money coming in, the money that the building makes you, all the cash flows in that the building provides. The stuff in pink right here is all the stuff that goes out. So property tax, insurance, management, repairs and maintenance. What else we have there? Utilities, cleaning. So cleaning is like after someone leaves an apartment. Cleaning is all the stuff you do in between tenants. There's more stuff, but I didn't list them all. And then there's a net operating income, which is basically all your revenue, all your cash inflows versus your operating expense. Then you're going to have your net operating income. After the net operating income, that's where you take into effect your financing. So then you've got your cash inflow, you've got your operating expenses, what it takes to operate the building, then you've got your net operating income. So that's the money you've made just on operations from the building. And then the financing obligations are next. So your mortgage interest, your mortgage principal will get subtracted from your net operating income. And then you're going to have your net income. So basically down here can be used for distributions or, pouring back into your business to buy other buildings, whatever it might be. And so really we're going to dive into this. And I'm going to show you on the next page, 1 second. So these were the 2 different buildings that I got, and these were the cash inflows. We didn't, this place didn't charge for parking. It didn't have any of that stuff. It had rent. So this is the first one in 2013, second building in 2014. It had rent, and it had laundry. And so the first thing I did when we bought these buildings was to make sure, number one, we did the deal and had the terms right so that we were making money each month on the properties, but it was just hardly squeaking by. But we're talking like by a couple pennies we were making money. So the day we signed, we were making a couple pennies a month, had left over. But if you look at this thing, right, it was 4 units. There was 1 1-bedroom, and there was 3 2-bedrooms. And so it's 4 units. The 4 units brought in $1,800 a month. So that was an average of $450 per unit. And laundry was at 50 cents per load. That was washer and dryer. And so the first thing I did when I looked at this thing was I really looked at the laundry. And that's a great thing to have for your tenants, obviously, who doesn't want some laundry on site. But when I looked at it and broke it down, we were spending more money a month. We were losing money by having a washer and dryer in the apartment building because of the cost that it took with water and the energy to run the dryer, to run the washer. The cost was just too high. So we weren't charging enough, and there was no benefit to us to still have that. And so really, especially when you have maintenance and everything going on. So what we did was we raised this to $1.75. I think that's what it is. That's bad of me, right? I'm not in front of all the paperwork right now. I think it's $1.75 per load. And the reason we did that is because we're just, breaking even above that now. We're making a little extra income beyond what it costs to operate those machines. But it was either we raise this or we get rid of it because it just wouldn't make sense. So for that first building, that really took care of the laundry issue. We weren't losing money and getting killed on providing our tenants with laundry service. So what happened though, right away, right when we closed on this building, so now you back up a little bit again, right when we closed on this building, I also, was looking at how we'd raise the rents. And what I saw was that they were month-to-month leases. And what happens with month-to-month leases at any time, you can get those people out of there if you want to by giving them a 30-day notice. And so what we did was we gave them a 30-day notice, but we said, hey, you either have to be out in 30 days or, you can, if you're in the one bedroom, you're going to have a $600 a month lease. If you're in the two bedrooms, there's 3 2 bedrooms. So if you're in the 2 bedrooms, your lease is going to be $640 per month. And, there was a little bit of complaining right off the bat because who's this new guy coming in, raising our rents. But what they didn't realize is the added value they were going to get. And anytime there was something wrong with the building, whatever, we were going to be over there and fix it right away. And we still do that today. And we also cleaned up the common areas. We made the outside look better. So we added value there. And, what happened was, so we closed on this building. It was like August 30th of 2013. And so I signed, I think these were all 6-month leases that we signed because my idea behind that was I still knew we could get more for rent, but I didn't want to jack it up so high they all left all at the same time, kind of heading into winter. So I wanted to get these things leased up at a higher rate through the winter. But then I wanted to, come spring, come early summer, I wanted to be able to, when a lot of people are looking to move, I wanted to be able to have our leases due up then. And so what we did then was we bumped the rents up even more. And they ended up going up to, I want to say this time around, it went to it was like 650, it was like 675 times 3. So we bumped the rents up even higher. So that's an extra 50, excuse my math, but extra 200, extra 35, 70, 105. So I don't know, roughly about $2,700 now that building's bringing us. And so what I did there, that was a 12-month lease. But now we started going through and we knew we had to keep adding value to keep these tenants happy. We knew that we had to keep adding value so that when it came time a year from then to raise the rents again, we had reasons to do so. We had people that would either want to stay or if they wanted to leave to go find something else, we would be able to attract another great tenant for a higher price because the apartment is in such great shape. So what I did was after we did this, we started making a significant amount of income or cash flow through these properties. And so we just dumped all the cash flow back into the property and we improved it. And so we put in new cabinets, we put in, we painted, we put in new electric heaters, we put in new windows. And here are some of the before and after pictures. But so what that did was now this brought us to the year, fall of 2014. The rents were here, and that's when we went and bought the building right next door. And it was kind of the same issue. Well, right away when we bought this one in September of 2014, right away, once again, I think it's $1.75 per. And then what we did right away here was we got a great deal on this second building. We got about $15,000 cheaper than we got the first building for, even though it was right next door. And the reason why is there was a hoarder living in one of the units. So we were able to get the hoarder out, and what we did, she elected to go, and we got in there, and we, a couple of my buddies and I, we got in, we tore the apartment up, we ripped out the cabinets, we ripped up the carpets, we ripped out all the doors, everything, ripped out everything. Everything was brand new. We put new windows in, and I think that first time through, anyways, I don't know, you flash forward, so that was a late fall of 2014. You flash forward now a year and a half later, and a unit that was getting about $400 is now getting $850. I think the other ones were going for about $450 to $400, something like that. And so when you look at how much the rents have increased, and once again, at the lower levels, we were making a little bit of income, but we didn't. When you're making a little bit of income, you have no incentive to really provide great value for the people that are living there. To provide more than an apartment, but to provide a home for people, somewhere that they can call home. And so when you really start realizing, not significant life-changing money, but when you start realizing some good cash flow from this, where you can keep pouring that money back into the building and keep creating a better asset for you. There's just more incentive for you to provide a great service to some great people that are calling your apartment home. And so that's really what we've done. This has been a great deal for us. We have awesome tenants in there. Now, whenever you look to buy a property, always look for properties that you can add some type of a value for. Because where you buy the property, that's where you make your money at. It's not when you sell it. It's when you buy it and where you buy it, and then the value that you can add to it. And so it's not always about the price though either. In the future, in a couple future episodes here, we're going to have an episode all about terms versus price, because a lot of times the terms of the deal are a heck of a lot more important than any price, the actual number that you see that it's sold for. But really, you want to make sure you get a great deal. Whether it's a 4-unit, a 128-unit, a single-family house that you're looking at buying, the more value you can add, the better it is for you and the people that will be renting from you. So that being said, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and share this with other people. Let's really create a wealth-building community, a community that we can give and take, share ideas with each other, and really encourage each other to grow towards whatever it is that we're doing in the financial or business world. Thanks, guys.